אשת חיל נמצא ורחוק מפנינים מיכה, פתח בלבלה ושלל לא יחסר. מלאתו טוב ולא רע כל ימי חייה, תרשה סמר ופשתים ותעש בחפץ כפיה. הייתה קוני או סוחר ממרחק תביא לחמה, ותקום בעוד לילה ותיתן טרף לביתה וחוף לנערותיה, זמם השדה ותיקחהו מפרי כפיה נטע כרם, חגרה בעוז מותניה ותאמץ זרועותיה. כמה כי טוב שכרה לא יכבה בלילה נר הידיה, שילחה וקישו וכפיה תמכו פלב. כפה פרסה לעני וידיה שילחה ללוי, נוצירה לבית המשעלג כי כל בית לבוש אני. מרהדים עשתה לה שש וארגמן לבושה, נודע בשער עם בעלה בשבטו עם זקני ארץ, סדין עשתה ותמכור וחגור נתנה לכנעני, עוז והדר לבושה ותשחק ליום אחרון. פיה פתחה בחוכמה ותורת חסד על לשונה, צופיה הליכות ביתה ולחם עצלות לא תאכל. קמו בניה וישרוה בעלה ויהלל הרבות, בנות עשו חיל והטלית על כולם מנוחה ושמחה אוהל היהודים, יום שבתון יום מחמדים, שומרה וזוכרה המה מעידים, כי לשישה כל ברואים ועומדים. שמי שמיים ארץ וימים, כל צבא מרום גויים ורמים, תנין ואדם וחיית רמי, כי ביה השם צור עולמים. הוא אשר דיבר לעם סגולתו, שמור לקדישו מבואו ועצתו. שבת קודש יום חנדתו, כי בו שבת אל מכל מלאכתו. שמי שמיים ארץ וימים, כל צבא מרום גויים ורמים, תנין ואדם צור עולמים. במצוות שבת אל יחליצה, קום קרא אליו, יחיש לאמצע. נשמת כל חי וגם נעריצך, אכול בשמחה כי כבר רצח. שמי שמיים ארץ וימים, כל צבא מרום גבוהים ורמים, תנין ואדם וחיית רני, הביאה השם צור עולמים. במשנה לכם אוי וקידוש רבה, ברוב מטעמים ורוח נדיבה, יזכו לרב טוב המתענגים בה, בביאת גואל לחיי העולם הבא. שמי שמיים ארץ וימים, כל צבא מרום, כל צבא מרום גבוהים ורמים, תנין ואדם וחיית רמים, הביאה השם צור עולמים. מה ידידות מנוחתך עד שבת המלכה, בכן נרוץ לקראתך, בואי חלה נסוכה. לבוש בגדי חמודות, לילה לילה לילה, להדליק נר בברכה, לילה לילה לילה, ותחל כל העבודות, לילה לילה לילה, לא תעשו מלאכה, לילה לילה לילה, להתענג בתענוגים, ברבורים וסלב ודגים. מערב מזמינים כל מיני מטעמים, מבעוד יום מוכנים תרנגולים מפותמים, ולערוך כמה מינים, לילה לילה לילה, שתות יינות מבוסמים, לילה לילה לילה, ותפנוקי מעדנים, לילה לילה לילה, בכל 3 פעמים, לילה לילה לילה, להתענג בתענוגים, ברבורים וסלב ודגים. נחלת יעקב יירש, בלי מצרים נחלה, ויכבדו השיר ורש, ותזכו לי גאולה. יום שבת אם תשמרו, לילה לילה לילה, והייתם לי סגולה, לילה לילה לילה, 6 ימים תעבודו, לילה לילה לילה, ובשביעי נגילה, לילה לילה לילה, להתענג בתענוגים, ברבורים וסלב ודגים. חפציך אסורים, וגם לחשוב חשבונות, הרהורים מותרים, ולשדך בנות. ותינוק ללמדו ספר לילה לילה לילה, למנצח בנגינות לילה לילה לילה, ולהגות באמרי שפר לילה לילה לילה, בכל פינות ומחנות לילה לילה לילה. להתענג בתענוגים, ברבורים וסלב ודגים, הילוכה
You're muted. Shabbat Shalom and welcome everyone. We'd like to welcome our cantorial soloists, Sue Peteshin and Mark Kamens, dear friends of mine from Ottawa. So welcome, Mark and Sue. Lovely to have you back with us, celebrating Shabbat and welcoming Shabbat and creating this incredible, wonderful, big Shabbat Jewish umbrella that goes all the way from Erie, Pennsylvania to Ottawa and all parts in between, as we welcome people who participate with us from all over. We even have people who participate from some country, I don't know, they keep posting a note. I think it's a Shabbat Shalom note, I hope it is anyway, but it's not in English, and so we don't really know what it is, but we welcome them. And wonderful to have everybody with us. And we have Pam and Craig who are going to lead us in our candle lighting, and that can be found on page 2 as we shift ourselves and move ourselves toward welcoming Shabbat into our hearts and creating that wonderful mystical island of time that we allow ourselves to leave aside the complexities and the complications of life and welcome in a time of personal time, a time of thought and relaxation and contemplation and rest and beauty. So please, Pam, would you lead us?
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Get your hand off my chest.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'halak ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Yasher koach. Thank you. And we're going to turn ourselves to page 10 as we join in Ma Yafeh Hayom. How beautiful this day is.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
One of the beauties and the benefits of having guests come and lead us is to try new tunes. And so this evening we'll try a couple new new pieces and things that we've done maybe once or maybe a little bit familiar, maybe totally new, but a nice opportunity to expand the repertoire a little bit and to possibly embrace new music. And so we'll continue on page 20 as we further welcome Shabbat with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, Hashem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lehuven elcha, Ki mekor habracha, Merosh mikedem nesuka, Sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Ki ba'orech kumi ori, ori, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayek nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tzohala, Toch emunei am zegula, Boi chala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela.
We turn back to page 13 and we join in Shir L'Adonai, Shir Chadash, sing together a new song to God.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
And we continue welcoming each other and wishing each other peace and wholeness with Shalom Aleichem, page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Atrei HaShalom, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn to page 26 and join together in Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Belmadi brachirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedechol Beit Yisrael b'galal v'yizman kariv v'yimeru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam almei amaya Yitbarach, Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitbar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei nekudesha, v'brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shivrata. Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imeru. Amen.
We continue on the following page with Baruch.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
On page 30, we join together in Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, ובתבונה משנה עיתים ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form?
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachvenu, u'kameinu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam balayla, nege yomam balayla, ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We turn together to page 34 as we join in Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed.
And we join.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nefshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinentam levanecha v'dibart bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again, we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. So we turn to page 40 and join in Mi Chamocha, our song of freedom.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neder b'kodesh, norata lo osef eleh. Norata lo osef eleh. Malachutecha ba'uvanecha, okei ayam lifnei Moshe. Ze'lianu ve'amru, Ze'lianu ve'amru. Adonai lo leolam vaed. Adonai lo leolam vaed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neder b'kodesh, norati lo osef eleh, norati lo osef eleh.
Page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred and sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim.
We turn together to page 44, and there we'll find V'shamru. Begins with the words, V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. The people of Israel will guard the Shabbat. And in fact, if we look down further, it says, Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael othi leolam. It will be a sign forever for the people of Israel. And that part of this prayer is actually from this week's parsha, this week's part of the Torah that we read. What does it mean to be a sign forever? Signs can be lots of different things. They can be something that reminds us, something that inspires us, something that drives us to create, something that keeps us on track. And Shabbat really is all of that for us as a people. Shabbat is, as it has been said, what has kept the Jewish people. And just as the Jewish people keep Shabbat, the reverse is the same, that Shabbat has kept us. And so we are people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment that endured forever. And what happened once upon a time happens all the time. As we turn together to page 46 for Amidah.
Adonai, Ananana svatai tiftach, Ananana ufi yagid tehilatecha, Ananana Adonai, Ananana svatai tiftach, Ananana ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imot, U'mebid Geula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Chozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Hakol Atarav Lehoshia, Mashiva Ruach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, U'Matir Asulim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Rumido Melach, Melech Mimit U'Mechayeh, U'Matzliach Yeshua, V'ne'emanat al Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Page 53. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see, wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed. And we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds.
Thank you for bearing with us. As us are a little bit hoarse. And I had forgotten that some of the twists that you use in your melodies that we have neglected to do tonight. So with that, we apologize, but here's another new tune.
Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki Ata Melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Tov Beinecha Levarech Et Amcha Yisrael B'chol Eit U'B'chol Shah Bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam.
Okay. That's on page 61. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. We take a few moments of thought and moments of private prayer, moments to give expression of thanks to God for the gifts that we have and we enjoy, to ask God perhaps for something that we're working towards, that we hope for. We take some moments in silence and prayer.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיוני בי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי
We turn together to page 253. And there we find our blessing of healing. We think of all of those who continue to struggle with COVID-19, their families and caregivers, our medical professionals who work so hard to keep us healthy and safe. We think of all those who need our blessings of healing. Healing of body, of mind, of heart, of soul. And in our congregation, we especially mention Greg Bennett, Michael Byron, Scott Gordon, Rebecca Gottlieb, Phyllis Levin, Jacob Adams, Pat Hanna, Doug Ford, Steve Tottleman, Michael Goldman, Linda Lyons, Zachary Jackson, Bruce Harrell, Andrea Kempner-Blake, Frank Fusaro, Edna Fritz, Katie Elia, Darren Rosenberg, Bracha, Renee Goldman, Phil DiFrancesco, Jay Kaler, Matea Press, Sheila Cohn, Marilyn Weinecke, Diane Levy, Jeannie Neibauer, Darlene Sharp, Julie Matthews, Dane Marcinowski, Maggie Lee, Noyak Grinberg, Stacy Mason, and Rob Mendel. If you have a name that you would like to add to our list, please put the name into our chat box as we send our energies of healing to all those who need, as we join in our prayer for healing, Misha Berach.
Mi sheberach avoteinu, Abraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mi sheberach imoteinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the wisdom for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mi sheberach avoteinu, mi sheberach imoteinu.
Hear our prayer.
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 And bless us as well.
Hear our prayer.
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 And bless us as well.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. In a farm in northern Michigan stands an enormous elm tree. Years and years ago, perhaps generations ago, the owners of the land on which that tree stood used it as a way to hold their bull. They had a chain that wrapped around the tree, and the bull was tethered to that chain, and the bull could go sort of anywhere in a circle around that tree. And years of a bull going around the tree wore a deep trough into the trunk of the tree. Over time, the chain became rusted, and yet it still ground that trench into the tree. Eventually, the family sold the farm. They took their bull, but they left the chain that surrounded the tree. It appeared that this chain was going to, in some ways, affect the life of the tree. The tree was in danger. But miraculously, the elm continued to grow. The bark, over time, slowly covered the rusting chain. The deep gash around the tree became only a scar. Until one year, Dutch elm disease struck the area. And again, it seemed obvious that this wonderful, wonderful tree was in danger. And yet, every other elm in the area had died, and somehow this tree survived. Scientists from the university came to study the tree, and they came up with an idea. Their idea was that this tree survived because over the decades, the tree had absorbed so much iron that it had become part of that tree's makeup. And that iron essentially prevented or protected it from this Dutch elm disease. Ernest Hemingway once said, "The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places." The tree was strong at its broken spot. This Shabbat is 2 years since we really engaged, or the pandemic engaged us, and we were forced to move our services to live stream. Who could have imagined then that 2 years later we would still be wrestling and struggling with this global crisis. When I think about the last 2 years, I'm proud of the way which we have responded. We as a Temple Anshe Chesed Erie community, but also we across the Jewish world. But then I wonder if we've done enough. And I think of the great story of Rebbe Zusia, who prayed to God once and said, God, I love you, but I don't think I fear you. I don't think I'm in awe of you enough. The angels have an awe that I can't get to. I'd like that awe. God heard Zusia, and God made Zusia like an angel. And suddenly Zusia was filled with terror, with an overwhelming presence as God filled Zusia's self and being. And Zusia dove under his bed and he screamed, oh God, please, please, just let me love you the way Zusia used to love you. God heard Zusia a second time and changed him back. Sometimes I feel like Zusia. Every day we try to experience a sense of awe, this power that God expresses through our natural world. Sometimes we're distracted or we take things for granted. Sometimes we pray that God is there to teach us, to help us to understand the value, the gifts that we're given. Here we are, 2 years later, and it kind of feels like we're Zusia at the end of the story. Zusia's second plea, that we no longer can experience God through the angels. But imagine the relief that Zusia felt when Zusia was turned back. Slowly, the fear, the uncertainties, the complications that we've passed over, that we've been going through over these last couple years are beginning to fade. This last Omicron variant has certainly spiked and is in retreat. Maybe we can see the end. Mark and Sue live in Ottawa, where there have been worldwide attention over the last 2 weeks for protests. Protests of people, and while certainly their methods are absolutely inexcusable and causing enormous havoc in the city, and having lived there and know where they are, I can only imagine the disaster that is downtown. But we hope that this is the end of some of these things, so the end of some of these restrictions, and the idea and the hope that we can peek out from under the bed, if you will, and be able to begin celebrating with each other. We hope that by March we'll be able to join together in prayer in person together. We hope that we'll be able to have some celebrations that we have planned, perhaps for Pesach, and we have 2 B'nai Mitzvah in the spring and 1 in the fall. We're not done with the sadness. We're not done with the pain and the complications and all of that. But perhaps we can see that little bit of light. And perhaps we, like the elm tree, can take this experience into ourselves, into our beings, and allow it to protect us, and allow us to grow and flourish and thrive. Wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, a Shabbat of warmth and health and happiness and peace. We'll turn together to Aleinu on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, v'teit gedula l'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shehu notei shamayim ve'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yekar b'shamayim mimal, u'shchinatu zo, b'gavei meromim, u'Eloheinu einod, Emet Malkeinu efes tulato, kakatu b'torato, v'yadata yom v'hashevoto elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, v'shamayim imal, v'haaretz mitachat einod, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of life and love, of life and death. We're in the period of Shloshim for Renee Goldberg, and we observe the following yahrzeits on this Shabbat: Joseph Gold, George Harris, Catherine Kaufman, Samuel S. Gardner, Emma Nicholson, Michelle Levy, Michael Levy, George J. Small, Grace Yetta Urick, Fred Voss, Manfred Jerome Berliner, Jeannie Schaffner Phillips, Abraham Weisenkorn, Leighton Goldsmith, Herman Worftig, Morris Castleman, Julius Sender, Lillian Steinberg, Gabriel Schaffner, Meyer Sunstein, Abraham Rees, Matilda Schaffner, Lillian Levick, Eve Lochner, Simon Glasser, and Albert Singer. If you have a name that you would like to add, please add it into our chat box as we take all those on whose shoulders we stand and we take them into our hearts as we turn to the words of Kaddish on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, b'hagala v'zman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lameh almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudsha barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. We welcome back Craig to share some congregational announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Tonight's services are in memory of Joseph Gold. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we have our Shabbat morning services, and that's going to be via Zoom and YouTube. And then following at 11 o'clock, we have our Torah study. On Sunday at 9:30 is our Gesher and then Hebrew. And then Monday at 7 o'clock p.m., 7 in the evening, is Schmoozing with the President. So if you have something you'd like to tell Janice, anything at all, whether it be something good, a complaint, an idea, whatever, she'd love to hear it, and she'd love for you to contact her. And that is 7 o'clock Monday evening. And there is a link in the bulletin and on the text that you get about services this weekend. And Shabbat Shalom. And I just want to thank Rabbi as usual, and thanks Sue and Mark this evening. Very enjoyable, very much. Thank you.
Okay. Again, thank you, Sue and Mark, so much for joining us and helping us to celebrate Shabbat. And we're going to close with Hine Matov.
Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day.
How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom aleichem, shalom aleikum. Shalom aleichem, shalom aleikum. Shalom aleichem, shalom aleikum. Shalom aleichem, shalom aleikum. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm. We'll see you soon.